We like sports and we don't care who knows. From shooting hoops to the Super Bowl. Just two normal guys hanging out, having fun, right? Guy number two?
Yeah, guy number one. Watching sports with girls is a pain. They don't know the rules, there's no time to explain.
Throw me the baseball.
Now toss me the pigskin.
Now feed me the rock.
Now give me the rock.
Read my lips. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
I'd say those "you're firings" Trump, if you want to say that. So much intense. Almost Richard Nixon if he was getting in there with the jowls.
Really shaking it around for VMAC there.
A lot of wrinkles, a lot of fires. But this is the Weekly Sports Report. I am Keelay. He is Bill K. I worked on that last week.
You've been practicing.
No switch up.
Well
I play how I practice.
And happy Thanksgiving, also, everyone.
It's kind of funny. We're joking about how people already skip over it going to Christmas. We had no mention of it at all. So.
You had a Cowboy jersey, I had a Lions jersey.
We were wearing the part, but not saying the part.
Kind of
awful.
hidden.
We will
Speaking
start
of awful, how about being a coach right now?
Wow.
Not so good.
Speaking of all the firing, let's just get the list before we forget any.
Okay.
You got Paul Wolf.
Goodbye.
Out of Owazu. You got Dennis Erickson.
Goodbye.
You got Slick Rick Neuheisel.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, what? What part didn't you understand? The buh or the bye? Bye-bye.
NFL ranks, you got Jack Del Rio. Bye-bye.
Do the bye-bye. Do the bye-bye.
And then throw in another Pac-12 name from earlier, Mike Stoops.
Gone. Audi.
So that's 1/3 of the Pac-12
Doesn't look too great, especially since the Pac-12 is just something recently that got together, and all of a sudden it's like, you're gone. It's like, whoa, and then you have this, the championship game with the USC sanctions, where, wow, if you want some material to work with for comedy, yikes.
Well, here's a question for you. What do you think about them letting Rick coach this week?
Yeah,
in that game,
which kind of has to be awkward, you think, a little bit for, he's gone, but he's still here is like the guy that hangs around.
Did it with Tyrone.
I guess.
How did that work out? No, I don't agree with that. I think it's kind of wrong in a lot of ways. Players may be playing for him per se, but they're already supposed to lose by 30 points. What's this gonna do? Just make it worse? I don't know. I feel like you throw it like a coordinator in there and have them do it. And Erickson's gonna coach the bowl game for Arizona State.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know if they're trying to be cool or something like that. On the back of a bowling alley.
That's what I love about high school girls. I keep getting older, they stay the same age. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
This seems like sort of a weird situation.
Yeah.
This is sort of, if you're fired, then you're gone. Not you're fired, but you can still. That's like you can still work one more week, even though you're not going to be here.
If I get canned at my job right now, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not getting back in the pool and being like, I'll teach another lesson. It's just not right.
No. But still in the college ranks here, you got some college basketball news, and a bunch of sort of the top downs, losing because you have number one
North Carolina.
Audis.
Gone.
Yeah. And then you have Billy Donovan winning number 400, which
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good, but when you already have Coach K already at 603, and then it's like, yay, 400, that really magnifies what an accomplishment that is. Because then when you hear 400, it's sort of like, 400. I mean, that's a good Gator number, but if you would have Widow's Peak Donovan, could be better.
If you would have waited even just a little bit later on in the season, it would be like, good for you. But he did it like, 2 weeks after Coach K does his? It's like, click. Sorry.
Scarlett, over here. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett.
Laura Linney. Whoops.
Reminiscent of like someone trying to make a speech after Braveheart.
They can take our lives, but they can never take our freedom.
And let's not forget the tax they levied on properties that are an abutment of church lands. So let's do it.
To be like, that's sort of what they hang on to, not sort of the guy after. No disrespect to him, but that's just sort of ill timing, I think.
Unfortunate, but that's okay.
But in local news, we have Seattle Mariners, which we really don't talk about them, and why
Not
should
yet.
we? Really, I mean,
Hot
honestly.
stove is still heating up.
Yeah, you have a big trade going on, getting rid of our pitcher Josh Luecke for
Lukey. Getting John Jaso, catcher from Tampa Bay, the reason we're even mentioning this trade doesn't sound like a huge one, but first of all, Josh Lukey, when he came here in the Cliff Lee deal, big amounts of controversy with the whole sodomy thing.
Not
so good.
Not convicted, but still when it was there, you don't.
Lots of people were freaking out. Lots of
yeah.
women's groups were really mad at the Mariners. There was some thought that Zarenzik didn't maybe tell his bosses about it, though he might lose his job. Huge to do. Lukey gets traded away. What have you heard?
No one's really up in arms. No one's really. We got rid of the rapist.
Rape. That's a rape. This is what raping is. You're a raper. You raped me. That's a rape. Rape.
He's 28, young still. He's a lefty batter. If we can stock up on lefties and get him at Safeco, I'm fine with that. He's not exactly a slugger, but
catcher of the future, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, you want catcher depth behind Olivio. I mean, he's not exactly a stud, but maybe some competition would be healthy there.
Well, Olivo can't do this forever, and he couldn't even play the whole season last year. But it was just amazing to me that the tumbleweeds, only the tumbleweeds guy even seemed to care that Lukey was gone.
Y'all laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now?
A good trade for the Mariners, hopefully getting the catcher for the next 3 or 4 years, which since we still haven't replaced Dan Wilson.
No.
Ugh.
Still working on that. A good game that, I still wish had a little bit more weight instead of just bragging rights.
Yeah.
But the Apple Cup, boom. Didn't need Tuiasa Sopo for this one.
Yep.
Keith Price played just fine.
He was good.
And the Huskies did work on the Cougars, winning by 17. I wish that meant something like we needed to get to a bowl, or maybe we could have been that 8th win.
Or kept them away from the bowl.
Yeah, or kept, just some sort of other than, bragging rights, yay.
True, but again, like I pointed out last week, every year we've gotten one more win than we did the year before.
Yeah.
So when we're set up, right now we got a really good shot to go to the Alamo Bowl. Seems like that's where we're going to go. We're playing against someone like an Oklahoma or a Baylor, so we're going to see a good team, which is probably terrifying for Nick Holt. But it's still a good win, and plus it was a lot better than losing to these guys.
It is.
String quarterback.
But still, they're down to their 3rd or 4th string quarterback in that game, and they still managed to move the ball, get some big plays. So, this is sort of a question for you. Is this sort of Nick Holt? I mean, I don't think he's going to get fired per se, but now he's going to be entering his 4th season. How many more chances does he have to keep saying we're too young, or we're still installing defensive schemes? 4 years is an awful long time in football years to get something turned around.
That's your first recruiting class as seniors now.
Yeah. Is this his hot seat right now, this upcoming year? I would think so. I would think so.
Especially when a young team like Oregon State can destroy us.
Yeah.
It's
and then we play the big teams. Oregon wasn't even a game, and Stanford wasn't even close to being a game.
Yeah.
Professional now, we have the Seattle Seahawks winning against the Oh, wait, no. I've said this in numerous videos. We beat the teams that we shouldn't. We lose the teams that we should. Okay?
What's up with that?
Why? The strength of the Seahawks is what? Defense. Okay? And what let us down in this? Defense. Okay? A 10-point lead with 10 minutes to go. Can't get it done.
What is up with that? I gotta say, kudos to the offensive line. One of the best defensive fronts in the league. Doesn't get their first sack till the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
That offensive line is really starting to gel. And without two of their guys,
Carpenter and Moffitt.
Good for them. That Giacomini is starting to drive me nuts. He had 3 big penalties. But good for the offensive line. Good for Marshawn Lynch, another 100-yard game. What's up with the receivers? What's up with the defense?
Mike Williams looks uninspired, to say the least. I don't know if he doesn't want to go up for the ball, but it looks like he's patiently waiting in the lobby to go, no, I can wait. No, I was the table for 3, but other people can go. He has, no get up and get it. If it's thrown to him, that's fine, but you need to make those tough catches. Those 2, granted, those are penalties, but right in the breadbasket. Okay? Gotta catch that.
Mike Williams, Sidney Rice, Zach Miller. 1 catch, 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you got to help out Tavares, which, torn pec and all. You can't depend on him in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, which is still, I'm going to say it in every video, we need a quarterback.
It's just sad that our best option on the team is a guy with a torn pec.
Yeah. Whitehurst has to be, flipping his hair going, that ain't right. That Jackson ain't right.
The boy ain't right.
Because, just to go out there and then just make some of the passes that he does is just... how many potential pick sixes did the Washington have?
But how many times did he hit a guy in the breadbasket and it was dropped?
Yeah, he did make some good passes there, Sidney Rice. You got to bail out, your quarterback and start catching, but... Oh boy, they're not fun to watch yet. Give them, like I said, develop that quarterback that we want to rally behind. They're much more fun. This just kind of feels like a spin the wheel of, who do we get, Whitehurst or Jackson? Not really happy with either. Get us a
Jackson's
franchise
not the guy. The
please.
future though does hold the Philadelphia Eagles in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yowzer. Thursday night football.
Short week. Thursday
Quick question for you on that. Same record for both teams. Who would you rather have as your team right now? The Eagles or the Seahawks?
Well, you look top to bottom. I mean, the Eagles are just stacked right now with just position players everywhere.
The running back is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then you have Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin.
What's he done this year other than complain? Maclin's been sick and hurt.
Still a field stretcher. I mean,
and drop passes.
He's not really the long-term answer, I don't think. I think he's still a little stopgap. I think the Eagles and Seahawks should, both get a quarterback in the draft. I don't know how many years Vic has left in him. Do you want to keep riding Vic? I would want someone that's a pure passer instead of keep running and getting hurt.
He's been passing better. He just hasn't had guys catching passes for him. I don't know. This week is going to be kind of a weird game for the Hawks because it feels like they almost could win it, but then they, laid that stinker against the Redskins. It's in Seattle. Eagles are down. I'm going to say Hawks by field goal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say we'll say Hawks losing here. I just think that we're really not matched for Philly, even though same record here. Just seems like we beat ourselves up, and I don't think we're going to get it done. So I'm going to say the Seahawks lose. Now basketball. In the college world, you have the UW Huskies playing Nevada. Still in the tune-up mode here. They went to work against Houston Baptist. Luckily, that wasn't a game. We didn't, Florida Atlantic and keep it close or anything like that. But Nevada, still, maybe could surprise. Maybe probably win by 15 or so. But I have a feeling they'll sort of keep hanging around and not really put them away. And then second half, it's all right. Let's get it going and. I think they'll eventually pull it out, but they're not there yet. Still, and Scott Suggs is yet to still play.
Let's put it this way: Tony Roten's tweeting again, so I'm pretty sure the team is going to take care of business. I think they'll win by double digits.
Okay, time to get into a victory formation. Let's kneel this out. Namekang Kong Su. We'll just call him King Kong Su. How about that? Pronounce that good. He's been suspended for 2 games for doing the American History X curb stomp.
Now say goodnight.
Whew! Can't be doing that, man.
Happy
You can't be doing that. Yikes. Yeah. Hopefully, he didn't come back for seconds. That's good. But suspended for 2 games, and rightfully so. This is a guy who you want on your team, who plays with that fire and motivation. But you have to be able to still contain yourself a little bit and not have the laundry thrown. Play rough and tumble, but within the rules of the game. Because
take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Another notch. Take it down a notch.
Creeping a bit.
Be the anti-Emerald and take it down a notch, not up. Because if that's up, you'll probably get suspended a little bit more. So still play with that fire, but don't keep hurting your team with the yellow flags.
Tim Tebow has been one of the most polarizing guys in NFL history right now. And as much as people are annoyed by his play, which is kind of funny to me, I mean, it's winning, so why are you annoyed by it? The religion thing has been really rubbing people the wrong way. Even former players, Jake Plummer, all right, Kurt Warner, one of the most devout Christians, came out and was like, Tebow, calm it down a little bit, buddy. And Tebow was saying, like, hey, I've got this platform. I'm going to spread the good word. And I know football's played on Sundays, but people want that separation. You got to have room for God. No problem with you praying. No problem with you thanking Him for touchdowns. But if you're going to go in the post game and be, forcing on people, you're going to be just like those people in the airport that are always driving us nuts. It's like, be Christian. Totally fine with it. I'm Catholic. I'm proud of it. I don't go telling everybody about it and having them try and join. It's just, it makes people uncomfortable.
Thank you. Yeah. And that'll wrap it up here. So, for the Weekly Sports Report, I am Keelay, he's Bill K. We is